Thank you for your kind introduction, Mr. Tamura. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mihoko Matsuyuki from Yokohama National University. I'm very honored to make a short keynote in this meeting. Today, I will talk about interlinked urban mud crisis in South Asia. But before I start, I want to emphasize one important point. What I will show today is not only for South Asia. Many of these interlinked crises and challenges are also seen in other emerging countries. So I hope this framework will be useful for a wider audience and different countries. In this short keynote, I will talk three things. First, I will present a shared set of urban crises in South Asia. Second, I will show two examples of how these crises become interlinked challenges and explain why this leads to the need for collaboration across region, sector, stakeholder, and level of government. Third, I will present barriers for collaboration and minimum coordination to overcome the barriers. Let me begin with the crisis in South Asia. In South Asia, we commonly see rapid urbanization and urban expansion, and informality in housing, work, mobility, housing and infrastructure deficit, physical constraints, climate and disaster risk, air pollution and urban health risk, water stress, and environmental degradation. Most of us can agree they are real and urgent. But the key point is this: these crises do not exist separately. They overlap, reinforce each other, and create more complex risks. These combined, interlinked challenges reshape the scale of solution. Now I will show some short example. This is the first example. Rapid growth sharply increased water demand across household and industry. But water supply and wastewater infrastructure cannot keep up because of infrastructure deficit. They accelerate groundwater dependence and pressure on watershed ecosystem. System accumulate, accelerating environmental degradation. In addition, climate change amplifies extreme, both drought and flood, disrupting services and damaging infrastructure, and it degrades infrastructure. These interlinked crises result in a metro basin scale compounded crisis where water, environment, and disaster risks are tightly intertwined. The implications for response are regional coordination is essential because water system and risk cause administrative boundaries. Cross-sector integration is required across water, land use, housing, disaster risk, and public health. Multi-stakeholder collaboration strengthens delivery through public investment, private technology, operation, and community and citizen engagement. Multi-level government alignment is needed to connect national standards and measure investment frameworks with local demand management and operations. This is the second example. Urban expansion increases exposure to natural disaster and potential losses. Insufficient basic infrastructure and extreme events disrupt water, sanitation, mobility, and healthcare access. Air pollution and fragile living conditions raise baseline health risk. And it makes disaster translate into larger and longer-lasting human impacts. Repeated shock strain local budget and slow recovery, reinforcing vulnerability over time. The result is compounded risk service health crisis that can exceed a single city's capacity to manage. The implications for response are regional coordination is essential because evacuation, emergency care, and recovery resources often operate across metropolitan area and corridors. Cross-sector integration is required across disaster risk reduction, land use, housing, transport, environment, and public health. Multi-stakeholder collaboration is critical because utilities, private operators, employers, NGOs, and community organizations are key to preparedness and recovery. Multi-level government alignment is needed to link national standards, early warning, and physical support with local land use control and service delivery. This example shows that interlinked urban crisis cannot be addressed by a single city, a single sector, or a single actor. Therefore, solution requires regional coordination, cross-sector integration, multi-stakeholder collaboration, and multi-level government alignment. I believe everyone agrees with it, but feel difficulties in such collaborations. This brings us to the next question. If collaboration is necessary, why is it so hard to make it work? So these are common barriers across all types of collaboration. Shared facts are missing, data gaps, inconsistent indicators make it difficult to build a common understanding. Priorities are not aligned. Different agencies or governments may face different pressures. Benefit and burden do not match. One jurisdiction may pay, while another receives the main benefit. Capacity gap across government and partners. Not all local government and partners have the same talent, tool, or procurement ability. And finally, trust is often weak, and coordination costs are high. We also see barriers specific to each collaboration type. Regional coordination suffers from benefit-burden mismatch and weak metro or busy institutions. Cross-sector integration is blocked by siloed budgets and conflicting standards and KPIs. Multi-stakeholder collaboration faces unclear risk sharing and misaligned incentives. Multi-level government alignment struggles with misaligned mandates, physical gap, and authority gaps. So, what helps? We do not need everything at once, but we do need minimum enabling conditions. These include minimum shared data and indicator, shared way of working, such as common procedure and priority criteria. And so different actors can play and act together. Benefit burden alignment to make joint action politically and financially realistic. Capacity support across jurisdictions and partners. Strong foundation of trust, transparency, and accountability. Let me close. South Asia's urban crises are not isolated. They became interlinked challenges through real-world combinations. But this is not only for South Asia, but the reality in other emerging regions, I think. Therefore, solutions inevitably require regional condition, cross-sector integration, multi-stakeholder collaboration, and multi-level government alignment. Yet, collaboration is not automatic. We must put in place minimum enabling conditions. The key question is not whether we collaborate, but at what scale and what we should align first to make implementation move. So thank you very much for your kind attention, and I look forward to the panel discussion, especially on how we can overcome challenges in developing and implementing regional plan by making these collaboration practical and implementable. Thank you.